know what? Screw it. We're starting now. Hello there. It is... Fuck, what day of the week is it? It is Friday. You know what that means. Welcome on in. My name is Kira County. We are live with Pokemon Legends CA, where we have some shinies already. Because I was doing the reset method. We have a shiny Molga and a shiny Scatterbug right over there. Plus some other ones that are bound to be around. Start with this. That's the Molga. Hey, shiny Molga. Shiny... Wrong Scatterbug. There is one more down there, too. We have a shiny Swirlix. And a shiny, No! No! Oh! Spritzy! Yay! Spritzy's good. Alright, so that's all but one left. There are more, but I think we lost the Fletchling. There's a Fletchling here too. But there should be if I... Nope! Damn it! Like the one Pokemon I was looking for that was left. And it's gone. It's not shiny. Son of a bitch. Alright, well, that still leaves us with 2 shinies left to work with. Get rid of these 2. Before we do anything else. Put these more in the middle. Raise these up so you can see them a little better. But now all we have left are Simipour and Trat. We did lose a again we did manage to miss out on a shiny Fletchling, but it's all good. There might be some more around the area because there's still a small radius where this stuff can appear. In fact, I think... Okay, there's nothing here. I think there is some stuff in here that could be affected. So let's check here before we start looking for the monkeys again. Nope. Alright, nothing else. Alright, so now, like I said, all we got left is a monkey and a rat. And that is it for our shiny Living Dex. So one thing I've been kind of considering doing for the... oops, that's not loud. That's fine. We're fine. Alright. Nope. You know what? I'm just gonna skip a whole bunch of stuff here. One thing I've been considering for to help with like AFK hunting and stuff is potentially opening up Showdown and working on some stuff there. But for now, I'm just going to focus on what I already have. So it's like right here, right next to Zone 3. There might be some other stuff, I don't know. So let's go check real quick. It's over this way. There might be some other stuff up here that I missed. That again is within that radius of the bench. That's just a regular Molga. That's also just a regular Molga. None of those Badoo are affected. Oh shit! Shiny Hawlucha! Oh no, how do I get there? Look at that, shiny Hawlucha! My boy! Or girl. That is within the radius of the bench. Alright, do I have a luxury ball? do. I have luxury balls. I don't know how well they'll work, but we'll... Where's the Hawlucha? It's here. There you are. Hey! Got ourselves a shiny Hawlucha. You'll love to. Okay, so this Emolga needs to. So that's not this Emolga. The Scatterbug needs to go somewhere else. This Hawlucha level 22 with the naughty nature. We're gonna release the Scatter. Actually, we'll hold on to this Scatterbug. You never know. We might need it for the home decks. I am very interested to see what the home deck's shiny is gonna be. I'm wondering if maybe they probably won't really trying to think of it. Well, thank you for the follow there, person whose name I will not say, because that seems like you're asking for follow, and I'm sorry, I do not do follow for follows. Sorry, that's just a fact. I've learned very early on, like, anybody who asks for follow, it's great to pad out your subscription counts, but that's really all it does. It doesn't do anything else. Let's see if maybe... Nope. No more fletchlings. No shiny fletchlings left. Alright. Thank you for the like, Mr. Beast 6701. Appreciate it. Oh, hello. You weren't there before. You're still not shiny, so I don't want you. We got a shiny Panpour too! Now we use the stupid monk. Now we use the Okay, we're back. We're back. Just wait for a refresh here. Make sure that's still working. Alright. Okay, we're back. We're back. OBS crashed like as soon as I got that stupid fucking monkey, and I hate it. Alright, we're gonna try to... There we go, let's put this down here. Oh no, not there, not there. Shit. Hang on, gotta fix some stuff. Give me a sec, bear with me. Testing, trying to figure out all this stuff with the new layout I've got here. But we are back. Apologies for that. Alright. So we still have a monkey to evolve, so let's evolve that monkey now before we... Wait, where's the Panpour? Where's the... Oh, it's in this box. Okay, it's in box 4. Is it in box 4? Where the fuck is the Panpour? Hang on. Search boxes. I caught a Panpour. I caught a shiny Panpour. I know I did. There, is that it? No. That's not it. That's not it. Where the fuck is this? Oh, there it is. Jesus. Alright, we're gonna put, this peak... that'll do. Alright, let's evolve this Panpour. Can you have the purple spider, please? I don't have a purple spider to give there, Monsieur Carrot. But how are you doing today? Alright, let's evolve this before we... Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place because I had a catastrophic OBS failure. Hey, Flame Mask. Only one shiny left. Sorry, Flame. Flame. Sorry. Flame. I'm sorry. Hey, Flame. How you doing? I don't know why I went Flame Mask. Sorry, bud. I wish I could help more, but... What the fuck happened? No. What? Oh, okay. Okay, hang on. Things are weird right now. I think we're good. Okay, we're good now. How you doing? See you, Mr. Beast. Thank you very much for popping by. And it's not that Mr. Beast, obviously, but yes, this was from the TikTok side of things. We only have... You know what? How would you like a shiny Hawlucha there, Monsieur Carrot? I'm not gonna... I love Hawlucha, but I'm willing to part with this if you want it. Alright. I'm gonna set up a code, but I don't usually trade with randos. Understand that. That's good to hear you're doing well. I had some unfortunate technical issues before, so I'm kind of all over the place. Alright, link code is 8675309. Alright. Pseudo is Emmett. Alright, yeah, I see it. No problem. Enjoy your Hawlucha. I can catch another one eventually. I've already got 3 shiny Hawlucha, most of them from the other games. In fact, Hawlucha was the first Pokemon I ever shiny hunted. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a problem. Like, they need something to do with the dupes, right? Alright. Enjoy your shiny Hawlucha there, bud. Now then, we've only got one thing left to hunt, and it's Patrat. So there are 2 places where I can get Patrat, in Wild Zones. I can get it Wild Zone 4 and Wild Zone 2. So we're gonna have to try to work with what we have. So the only... So just one more and I'll have officially finished my... well, I've finished my Living Dex. There's still like a lot of legendaries and stuff I need to get. As well as shiny Unnovan Darmanitan. Also, apologies to anyone who got hit with like 2 ad breaks on two separate ad breaks on Twitch. We had some unfortunate technical difficulties. Hang on, I'm gonna go back to Zone 3 real quick, because I had done about... I might have already gotten all 10 shinies, all 10 shiny spawns I could have gotten from that. Because I'd let my Switch run overnight with a turbo controller, because that's one of the things you can do for like bench resetting. It's actually really great for like AFK shiny hunting, but you also have to check for things. So there's a specific radius where these Pokemon can spawn. So like for example, this spot over here where the Hawlucha is. I appreciate Mr. Carrot, but I prefer usually grab my own shinies. So I will hunt for Metagross through my own methods if that's okay with you, but I appreciate the offer. Thank you. Geodo, I don't think there's any other shinies here. Yeah, this is well outside of the this is well outside of the radius from that bench. Unless there's something else here, like... Let me just check my map real quick. Alright, Mr. Kara, you have a good day as well. Okay, so... This is the only other place I could think of that might have been affected. And that might be a little too far. Yeah, so somewhere up on top of that building, maybe. Actually, there is one other place I haven't checked yet. Because there's an alpha, I think, alpha fletchling up there. Okay, that's a no-go. So no other shinies here. There could potentially be something up on that roof. I just need to figure out how to get up there. Okay, can't go from Lysander Cafe. Ooh, there's not really a way up there. Unless there's a ladder. No, that's a shopping mall. Okay, it's on the other side. Oh, wait, here we go. This area here, so maybe there's a ladder. The other thing I can do is, because I have the maxed out number of alpha spawns for zone 20, I could potentially check there, but for now... Oh, this is City Hall, that's what this is, okay. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna climb back up here. I'm gonna see if there's a way. Okay. Oh, there's a Patrat over there too. Okay. It's not shiny, but... There we go. Got up. Maybe somewhere on top of this mansion. Or the city hall, maybe? The city hall. The city hall. I think I've already gotten all 10... I've already despawned the 10 shinies. Whatever 10 shinies I probably had there. Are you fucking serious? We got a Pidgey now. Oh. Oh, would you look at that? There was a friggin... There's a friggin, obstacle course. Forgot the name of the thing. Alright, let's go to Zone 4, because this is one of the other places you can really get a Patrat. So we'll start there, and then... I guess once we do that, we... Sack. So close. So close to what? So close to what there, Flame? Oh god, that was an alpha. Leave me alone! Maybe if I just... Oh, god damn it. Stupid sword. Alright. Fly back. Pidgey and Patrat were so close to each other, but the Pidgey shined, yeah. And here's the thing, that was just a random spawn, too. That wasn't even from like, any AFK stuff that I was doing. The problem I've been finding with shiny hunting in Legends ZA is, like, a lot of the methods are very kind of passive. Like, there's not much you can really do to set it up outside of just, like, turbo controller. Like, if my 3DS capture card was still working, I'd probably just use that, but where I just shiny hunt on there as well, but just kind of doesn't work out. So the next option was likely going to be just let's actually put this over here and this over here. Shrunk this down. There we go. That's better. That's better. Sorry, also fiddling around with my OBS layout, trying to figure out a good layout that can work for me. Okay, you're not good. Nope. So I guess during the day, I could just reset for alphas then. Because, well, not reset for alphas, but I could go to zone 20. Oh, that's an alpha. So nothing else here. Dead on that. There's not a lot. Okay, so there's one other place where we can actually hunt for Patrat. It's not great, but it's kind of the only other option we have, and that's the sewers. Because this particular entrance near Wild Zone 5, this is also where I found my shiny Klefki that you saw in my box earlier. There are Patrat down here. And this is a little bit more active than just running the gauntlet. That was a mistake. I should not have caught those. I should have knocked them out. Stupid Noibat. Damn it! Okay, they're gone. So what we do here is we warp back to the sewer entrance every time, and it'll respawn the Pokemon. Because every time you fast travel, it forces a respawn. And actually, this technically gives me the same amount of spawns that a oh, wait, no. Run this way. There we go. Force the respawn, go back. Each time. I'm also gonna release these Litwick. But that is my... What is this? My last... 1, 2... That's my 4th shiny Pidgey now. I've technically had 3 shiny Fletchlings, but 1 I didn't manage to get before they ran away. But so far, Esper and Pidgey are like my 2 most common shinies. Where am I going? Oh yeah, I'm going this way. That's right. Klefkis. As long as they're not an alpha, they're very passive. They will not attack. Alright, back to it. So here's the funny thing too. The place where that Panpour had spawned, it has a chance at spawning one of the 3 monkeys, but it's not. Oh fuck. Gotta run away from the alpha. Gotta run away from the alpha. Still chasing me? Okay, good. But that's actually not one of the ideal places to hunt the monkeys. There's 3 ideal places I've found. I'm gonna leave the sewers really quick to show you on the map. So there are 3 ideal places to hunt the elemental monkeys. Here you can do bench resets. I mean, you can do bench resets on all of them, but here you can do bench resets where you can also get Spritzy and Larvitar, as well as whatever's in Zone 13 at the time. Around here, this area here, there's 3 trees that will always have a monkey in them. And then nearby, there's 3 rooftops that have a monkey on them. Each have a monkey. It's always the same monkey every time. And there's a bench, I believe, on this rooftop that you can use that just barely affects all 3. Uh-oh, that was enough. Patrat. Yeah, there you are. I don't want to knock them out, because then I gotta wait like 5 minutes for the respawn. Whereas with here, again, I can just force them to change as soon as I fly back. And we know it's working because sometimes there have been alphas there and sometimes there haven't. And now there's Litwick, see? So it's been about 5 minutes since I caught those Litwick, and now they've respawned. No, go away. Fuck off. That was one fucking persistent-ass goddamn, Patrat. If I phase on another clef key... This is what it's like when you only got like 1 shiny left for your, where the game's only got like 1 shiny left that you need for your Living Dex. I mean, technically, I have, I think, 2 left for Scarlet and, well, sorry, 3 left for Scarlet and Violet, with Fione and the Blaze and Aqua forms of Paldean Tauros. But those have got to be done through Masuda, and I just don't like well, they don't, okay, well, the Tauroses don't have to be done through Masuda, it's just easier to spot them. I got so disillusioned with Masuda hunting, I just kinda... I just kinda stopped doing it. I'm actually curious. I just want to do a quick, like, full-blown lap around the place, see if maybe there's something else that spawned in. Well, hello. There's one place will also have an Alpha Dragalge. But Skrelp on the whole is just generally not that aggressive. It's its older sibling Dragalge that tends to be the problem. Also Haunter. Ironically, Noibat, even though it looks a lot more friendly, is actually one of the more aggressive Pokemon down here. Yeah, see, Noibat will start attacking me for no reason. Alright. We've pretty much explored every inch of this. Well, not quite every inch, but let's go ahead and fly back. Force the respawn, and... I'm gonna make a detour, because there are Inkay and Gumi here. Inkay is sometimes aggressive, sometimes not. It can really depend on the place. Oh, kiss. Fly back. And then just try again. Alright. We got far enough away that we don't have to worry about aggro now. Whenever you aggro a Pokemon in this game, it takes away your ability to fast travel. Also, you can't access your Pokemon boxes. Then next week, of course, we get what do we get next week? Next week the new season starts, and we can start grinding for the Chestnutite. And then, you know, we still got, like, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks after that where before the DLC finally drops. I'm kind of both worried and excited for the DLC because I'm so worried about like what that level curve is gonna look like. Oh shit! There was an alpha there. You're still chasing me? Just far enough away. Good. Get out of here. I'm ready to get destroyed by a level 165 Alpha Pokemon. Oh, God. I'm actually interested to see, like, besides the 3 we know of, like, what other new Megas we're going to be getting in that game. Like, the fact that they're showing Zero Aura, and we haven't gotten, like, a home integration update yet, tells me Oh. Alpha Litwick. Wait, hang on. I saw blue there. No. Makes me wonder if maybe there's gonna be like, because there's still one more mystery gift event that needs to be added, which is for the Mutanite. Because it's supposed to be a Mewtwo-based event coming. We haven't heard anything about that yet. But I wonder if the Zero Aura thing is gonna involve Zero Aura being obtainable in-game, like, naturally, or if there's, like, gonna be a mystery gift event for that, too. So I saw. It might be a stability update. I don't think they do it. Let me check myself. I got time before this next. Oh, should probably share that. Sarah B. So we have the next Terror Raid event in Scarlet and Violet starting soon. There is a Pokemon Home update coming next week, but it's probably a stability thing. They're probably easing their way in, but I don't think we're getting full home integration for ZA until the new year. Like, they'll definitely have to do the integration before Champions launches. So I would assume, since April is when Regulation F wraps up for VGC, I would assume we'll probably get, like, the home update March at the... I hope it's not March, because that would be take a ridiculously long time. Though, March also gives people kind of a nice length of time to catch every Pokemon they can for a Living Dex, and they can have that that ZA Pokedex completion bonus ready to go for then, like when the ZA integration kicks in. Now again, like, we don't know what that we don't know what they're potentially gonna do for that, but since they've done it for like every other Switch game, where there's been some kind of completion bonus for the home decks for each game, we can assume it's safe to assume that there'll be one for Legend ZA as well. Whether it be like, I think the safest bet is maybe Diancie. Though it could also be Hoopa. Could also be Hoopa, it could be Volcanion. Because there are three mythicals. Oh, it was an Alpha Klefki. There were 3 mythicals introduced in Gen 6. Volcanion, Diancie, and oh fuck. No, oh fuck is not a Pokemon. Volcanion, Diancie, and Hoopa were the 3 mythicals introduced in in Generation 6. What game is this? This is Pokemon Legends ZA, Daldo. How you doing? Gotta be very careful how you say that name, I guess. Although, yeah, that's... That's good to hear. What was I gonna say? I don't think they'll do Zeraora. Just because, I mean, they kind of did it for Sword and Shield. It wasn't, what am I streaming about right now? I am shiny hunting. So I am looking for... Pokemon sometimes have a different color palette. So if you compare this right here to what you see on the screen, just between me and the game footage. Oh fuck, that's an alpha. There's a chance that instead of the brown fur you see there, it'll be more of that kind of gray fur you see actually on the just above my face cam stuff. Only mostly because, like, there is like an online battle function in this game, but it's like really messed up right now. Like apparently it's like hackers all over the place right now, like people who are just kind of cheating where like like in this game, let's say I got my Dragonite here. I'm gonna show you an example of what I mean. But with this, let's say I want to fight this Klefki. I use Fire Punch. Now there's a cooldown. I have to wait for the move to charge up. Some people have hacked it so that their Pokemon just don't have to have cooldowns between moves. And then some are... Aren't there alpha legendaries going around? People are doing that too, yes. People are doing that as well. So there are certain Pokemon where they'll have like a maxed out HP stat and they'll be kind of bigger in size. Sometimes. Right now I've just been focusing a lot on Pokemon Legends ZA. But, sometimes I play Assassin's Creed. I was originally going to go back to Assassin's Creed in December, but then that was when the downloadable content was going to release for this game. But, you know, it's kind of just, you know, whatever I feel like playing at the time. So a lot of times it's Pokemon that I play. But to go back to Flame, what you were saying as well, like, yeah, alpha Pokemon that should not be alphas are going around. There was one guy who showed a video of a player who didn't even send out Pokemon. Anytime he just walked by a Pokemon, it would just get one shot by nothing. So like it's actually kind of ridiculous. The hacker problem. Like I thought it was bad to you know, bring like the shiny lock Pokemon, like bringing shiny lock Pokemon online is annoying, but like what these people are doing, I would say, is actually worse than like the people who, like, you know, they'll get a Pokemon gen and put it on a competitive team or so. Oh fuck! Like the last year at a regional level tournament, somebody was caught on stream with a Pokemon that they got from a website instead of caught themselves, because that's a big no-no for competitive Pokemon. You know, you have to catch and train the Pokemon yourselves. So somebody brought a legendary Pokemon on stream, and they only got caught because they were checking their stats. I'll kind of show you here. So normally when you check your stats, there's a little stat here that says original trainer. So their original trainer for this particular Pokemon on stream was shown to be a website that's known for generating Pokemon for people. Again, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but you bring it to an official tournament, you're gonna get disqualified. Oh shit. Okay, let's get rid of this Alpha Klefki. Stat, come on. Thank you, Stat. I could also use Willow here, but this game is not free. This game is full. This game is the full price game. So that's like 70, 80 bucks. Yeah. And you can only really play it on Nintendo Switch, so... Or Switch 2. But, realistically, from what I've heard, there's not really much of a discernible difference between the two versions. I just got the Switch 2 because, like, I just wanted to future-proof. So that's why I upgraded my Switch. I upgraded to a Switch 2 a while back. Alright, Dale. Thanks for popping by, and thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Have yourself a good night there, bud. Honestly, guys like Dale, who are like Dale there, he was like a super pleasant dude. Like thank you so much. You're probably already back on your FYP by now, but like thank you so much for popping by and you know, and joining in and everything. Oh, welcome back. I honestly I love it when like even people who can only pop by for a short little bit or whatever. I appreciate that, and I appreciate, you know, the fun experience. It's not like the guys who are coming in like, hey, I need you to follow me so I can follow you back, or there are people who are like they'll do nothing but spam like one letter in chat all the time. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm not dealing with that. Like it's very rare that I get those, but I hate it when it happens. Or the people who are like, hey, I want you to follow me on this channel. It's like, no. Like, at least say hello first before you start. I hope so too. I hope so too. It would be nice. But, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, for me, it's more about having fun than trying to make this a career. It would be nice, don't get me wrong, but I just try to go in with like a realistic mentality for myself of, you know, just go in, have fun. And then there was the one guy who just was the worst on the Discord, posting wrong stuff in the streams. Oh god, I forgot about them. Well, there was one guy, who got really angry because I said I wasn't a big fan of playing Pokemon Unite and I wasn't interested in playing it. And just one day on the Discord, the day after I went on the Discord, after I told him that, he went on the Discord, was like, yeah, I'm leaving, you need to learn how to talk to your community. It's like, okay, yeah, I could probably learn to interact a little better sometimes, but if I'm saying multiple times that I have no interest in playing a specific game, like, and you keep, like, I can understand you wanna gush about how fun it is, but when it gets to the point where it feels like you're trying to sell me on a game that I've again said I have no interest in playing, it's gonna get a little annoying at that point. I thought that was it. But again, for me, the worst... Alright, Dale, have yourself a good night, bud. For me, the worst are like people who immediately come in and start self-promoting and... Or like... Whether the worst are the people who either immediately start self-promoting or... Actually, there was one guy who wasn't even on the Discord. This was back before I stopped streaming on YouTube for a time. There was one guy who just kept posting penis party in chat. And that was when I found out that YouTube's moderation system fucking sucks. Because, like, there's no way to block people on YouTube. There's no... Like, TikTok, Twitch... If somebody in your chat's breaking the rules, it's very simple. You just go block user. It's easy. YouTube, for whatever reason, you can't do that. Or if there is a way to do that, I have not found out how it's possible. The guys like that are the reason why, like, some days I'm fine with staying a small streamer because I just there are days where I don't want to deal with guys like that. And then there are some days where, like, there's some days where you get someone who just posts something so obnoxious in chat that it just pisses you off. And you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful in that situation, because I mean, there have been times where there have been times, I hate to admit it, where I have been rubbed the wrong way by someone in chat, and I have, after blocking them, told them to just leave. Like, in less polite terms, let's say. Like, for example, again, going back to the self-promotion thing, there was some guy, only thing he ever posted in my TikTok chat was, have you ever considered getting a real job? Actually, it wasn't even TikTok. This was back when I was still on the grind for affiliate on Twitch. There was a guy. Only thing he posted was, "You ever consider getting a real job instead of playing video games?" It's like, what the fuck are you doing here then? Is it like, don't you have a real job? You ever consider getting a real job instead of just posting "get a real job" on other people's Twitch streams when someone's just trying to have fucking fun? Or again, the people who will self-promote on other people's streams, where like the only thing they'll post is like, "Hey, subscribe to me on this place because I only need this many for like a certain arbitrary milestone." I know I've got the fucking subscriber goal, the super fan goal here on the super fan goal here on TikTok, but like other than that, I don't really. Uh-oh. Other than that, I don't go into like somebody else's stream. Like, unless I'm raiding somebody, I generally don't talk about my own stream on other people's streams because it's rude, you know? I don't talk about my own stuff on other people's streams because it's considered rude. Something the fucking CEO of Twitch never seems to fucking understand. I gotta be careful. Last time I talked shit about Dan Clancy on stream, my OBS started acting up. And the thing is, with all the annoying shit I've dealt with on Twitch and YouTube specifically, even TikTok, where sometimes my stream will be seen as, "Oh yeah, you're inactive, so now you got to do one of those stupid CAPTCHA challenges," or "Hey, we see you're watching, you're also watching like the Pokemon regional championships or something." That's not allowed, so you got 5 minutes to either stop the stream or cancel or turn off that. I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just not streaming on TikTok tonight. When there are people posting, like, fucking brain-cheating videos of, like, actual fucking nudity or, you know, whole-ass movies, or fucking spoilers from goddamn Legends CA without tagging anything, from leaks. Okay, the posting spoilers or leaks without tagging anything, that's more just being a dick. That's not a content moderation thing, but I've seen people who, like, post clips from movies before they come out. Like, now I'm not even talking, like, from official channels or whatever. I'm talking, like, Joe Schmo from fucking buttfuck Indiana posting, like, clips that they recorded in the movie theater from like a private screening of fucking Deadpool and Wolverine or whatever, showing fucking Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, when that was like a big plot moment, right? Like it was a big reveal moment. That's not an example, obviously. That one wasn't even one that bothered me, because like Deadpool and Wolverine was one of those movies I went to go see opening weekend. Twice, actually, opening weekend. Once by myself and once with my brother. But that's beyond the point. Like, again, like, even posting, like, spoilers and shit, it's annoying. Or you're posting like movie clips or whatever while they're still in theaters. Those can be annoying, and again, the movie theater one, that's actually probably technically illegal. The thing that bothers me more about TikTok's moderation system is the amount of times where I've reported like obvious multi-level marketing scams, or like fucking people who will try to cheat the moderation system by, or not even just multi-level marketing scams, but like phishing scams where it's like, hey, you want to see more sexy pics of me? Go to my, go to this website that'll give your computer 15 different types of fucking cancer. But then there's also the people who will like, who will post like strategically videos with like strategically placed frames that won't get caught by the moderation system, but obviously break terms of service. I forgot the point I was even trying to make. Oh yeah, even my problem with TikTok's moderation system, YouTube's moderation system, Twitch in general, I would still rather take all of those over streaming on Kick, just because I don't know. I tried streaming on Kick. I really did. Like there was like I think a month-long period where I tried it out, and I just, not only did I just not like the vibes there, but it feels like there's some new controversy tied to Kick like almost every other week, right? Like you had stuff like, what was it, Raja Jackson trying to kill a wrestler because he slammed a beer can on his head, and he wanted to show... Sorry, the wrestler slammed a beer can on his head backstage because I guess they thought he was an extra talent or something. And so, in order to prove to his own father that he was and I quote, not a bitch, he beat the shit out of a wrestler who agreed to do an angle with him on stream. Like, and he beat the shit out of this guy for fucking real. Like, if people had not pulled Raja off that wrestler would have probably died on a live stream. And I've gone into this rant for, like, I am a mass professional wrestling fan. There is a fine line between what professional wrestlers do and assault. Like this is a line straight from a well-known wrestling promoter by the name of Jim Cornette. That the line between pro wrestling and assault is very fine. It's exactly what I was saying, but it's a very fine line. And when you start taking liberties with somebody to try to prove a point, you're actively putting someone in danger at that point. Okay. Right, we gotta... Uh-oh. Are you still following me? Son of a bitch, you're still following. Okay, good. You're gone. Hey. Like, there's even... Uh-oh. I think we had another... Yeah, Alpha Clef key. Like, yeah, going back to what I was saying before about pro wrestling and everything. Like, yeah, everybody and their mother knows there's a level of cooperation that has to go in. Wrestling is choreographed. It is planned out. I don't like using the word fake because, like most wrestling fans, there's an understanding of like, yeah, there's cooperation going into that. There's plans of like what's going to be done and how to do things safely. But even when you plan things to the T, the slightest little fuck up can really can really hurt a person, you know? There's only, you know, no matter how hard you try to land safely on your own head, there's still a slight chance it will fuck you up. Or more than a slight chance. But, you know, again, the whole point is to try to protect people. You know, try to protect each other in the ring. It's like when you're watching John Wick, right? Keanu's not shooting those people for real. We understand that. But we don't go and look at fucking the nightclub scene from John Wick Chapter 1 and like, oh, that's all fake and stuff. For whatever reason, with pro wrestling, it's like you bring up pro wrestling wrong person, they're just like, oh, you know it's fake, right? Why do you watch that shit? It's like, because I like the storytelling, I like the action. Sometimes I like the storytelling. Sometimes the storytelling is absolute shit. It's the same thing with movies, with TV, with gaming. Sometimes you just get someone who's just an absolute, you just get an absolute shit story. It just happens sometimes. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Okay, good. Alright, I'm gonna switch it up here, try the cemetery again. Should still be night. Yeah, it's still nighttime. There's an alpha here. I mean, there's several alphas. You got that Hone Edge. You got that Spinnerack. That Spinnerack is always going to be an alpha. You got another Patrat. Alright. What's I gonna say? I was gonna say something now, I can't remember what it was. And the thing about, like, the whole Kick controversy thing, too, is, like, the only reason I agreed to even give Kick a try was because I'd heard, you know, so many things about, oh, yeah, they care about their creators and stuff. Even if I hadn't gotten the bad vibes and all that controversy hadn't happened, just the sense I had gotten from the brief time I did stream on Kick was that, like, it only seemed to really focus on, like, esports and gambling, right? Those seem to be the two biggest genres that they would focus on for their streams. Which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's like, if that was the only problem I'd had with Kick, I would have been like, okay, you know what? It's just not for me, you know? Yeah, I would have been kind of like those sites that tried to be the new YouTube, which I wish had still stuck around. You know, sites like VidMe, like what was it? Zipcast. There were all these websites that tried to be like a more creator-friendly version of YouTube, but unfortunately, they just weren't really financially stable or viable. Which sucks, because... Oh, shit. Are you still falling? Go away! Alright, we just fucking... So I need to find is a place where you can get kind of like a guaranteed spawn of Patrat where I can do like bench resets. And right now the best option is still right here. Since like Patrat can spawn here, it can spawn down here. Like I can do like warp, I can do fast travel resets for places like this. That's not it. Unfortunately, I can't just... Actually, I could bench reset right here. There's always going to be a Patrat over there. Alright, I'm going to drop a save real quick. And I'm just going to switch to... Oh, no, we don't want to close that. I'm just going to switch to my turbo controller. Even though this has a turbo option, I don't want to... As long as you have a turbo controller and a rubber band, this game actually allows you to kind of go AFK with your hunts, which is kind of cool. On here, I'm just going to quickly add all my missing Pokemon to my shiny Living Dex. So we now have Watchog, Pansage, Panseer, Simisear, Simipour, Spritzee, and Swirlix. So now, besides legendaries, the only shinies they have left to catch are Kabuto, Patrat, Unova Dormanitan, Tortuga, Caracosta, Archon, and Archeops. Everything else here is either a legendary or a mythical, and most of those legendaries and mythicals are shiny locked. Do it all the time, like when doing your homework, like, yeah. Like, I have gotten used to doing, like, a lot of AFK farming stuff with my turbo controller while I'm asleep, you know? Like, I used to do that to farm, I used to do that to farm cash. I still do that, technically, to farm cash from the Academy Ace tournament. I just use the Metronome, Qrem White, max speed, max special attack, timid nature, so it can outspeed everything. And that you can just kind of go through the tournament as much as you need to load up on cash. I tend to do that a lot before I start training up a team for tournaments, actually. Because, like, aside from needing to do Ogrehouse a couple times to get, like, fresh start mochis to help reset my stats and everything, I will sometimes just, what was I gonna say? I will sometimes just, do a thing that I can't remember what I was talking about. My brain is just absolutely fried right now. I don't remember what I was trying to say. But yeah, with these new Pokemon games, like, the best investment you can make is a controller with a turbo option. But, you know, sometimes that's just not a great idea. Or that's just not financially viable. And I get that, right? You know, it's not. It's why I like outside of a joke I made when somebody had come in here once asking what I'm emulating Legends ZA on, and I just said, "Oh yeah, this brand new emulation software called the Nintendo Switch 2." You know, that was, admittedly, that was rude. That was rude of me to put it that way. And like that person probably never gonna come back to my stream, and that's on me. That's on me. That was me being a dick for no reason. Now, you know, the people who were posting pics of them using the leaked ROM on Reddit, they were playing the leaked ROM on like a fucking Steam Deck or a before the game came out, I should say. They were playing a leaked ROM on like a Steam Deck or like one of those handheld computer emulators or Android emulators. Like, dude, come on. Like, I understand the frustration with Nintendo. I really do. Like, there have been a lot of decisions made by Nintendo in the last year or so that have been just absolutely terrible and anti-consumer, and I agree. Especially their standards on emulation and stuff. How their emulation is totally bad. It's totally wrong. It takes money out of their pockets, but they won't raise the they won't, you know, make these old games available. Like, for example, original hardware copies of Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 for the N64 have a copy of Kirby 64 and Donkey Kong 64, all for the Nintendo 64. If I were to try to get those games on like eBay or at some game stores, I'd be paying out the fucking ass for that. You know, I got lucky with some of these games where I got them for a decent price. I got a copy of Wind Waker for... I was lucky to get a copy of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for the GameCube for, I think, $40 on eBay. Great quality. Only problem with it was there was no user manual. I had to get a new copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee. This was 10 years ago. So this was before the retro gaming market got, like, really fucking terrible. I had to pay for just the disc of Super Smash Bros. Melee. The cheapest I could find it was $90. That was no case, no user manual, just a disc in a crappy CD jewel case. $90. I can imagine I would have probably paid more for it now. Especially with, you know, especially when you get sites like DK Oldies where they're like, there have been like horror stories. I mean, I'm sure a lot of retro game stores there have been some semblance of horror stories. But like, you kind of get what I'm saying with that, but back to my original point, so I need to... Alright, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, back to the point of like, Nintendo, like, emulation is bad, but we won't give you ways to, I mean, stuff like the Switch Online stuff is cool, but it's technically emulation as well. Like, I think the Nintendo 64 stuff specifically is like actually worse than runs worse than some emulators will run those games. Like, and the problem is, again, that stuff is still like those apps are still cheaper than just buying the original hardware. Like, I got lucky with some of my consoles. Like, I have a in addition to my Switch 2 and my original Switch, I have a PS2, a PS4, a PS3, an N64, a GameCube, and an Xbox 360. The PS3 was actually a spare one my parents had, because my dad really wanted to play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer with me and my brother at the time. Keep in mind, this is like, 2000, this is like 2010, 2011, right? So, like, I was in college at that point. My brother was still in elementary school at that point. But yeah, we had that. I got the PS4, because I got the PS4, like, I think a month or so before the PS5 came out. Maybe even a month and a half or something. Before the PS5 was announced, actually. Because I wanted to play Spider-Man. Now it's like, oh, well, I can just play it on Steam. Which is fine, whatever. But, those and the Switch and the Switch 2 are the only consoles I have that I paid full price for. My N64, I got lucky in that I bought that at a convention in 2015 for $60. The console in great working condition, a controller in perfect working condition, a jumper pack, all the cables I needed, and I got a free copy of Madden 2000, which I think the guy just really wanted to get rid of that game, to be honest. But I got that thrown in for free because, so I got all that thrown in with the console for $60. Now you'd be lucky to get a fucking game for $60, or an expansion pack, which is something you need for a game like Donkey Kong 64, or Perfect Dark, or Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. Actually, you don't need it for Perfect Dark or Episode 1 Racer. You need it for certain aspects of the game, but the games will still run without it. You just can't use those aspects. Then you got games again like DK64. I think Conker's Bad Fur Day. You need the expansion pack. Again, don't get me started on how much it costs to buy Conker's Bad Fur Day right now. Like, even 10 years ago, that game was like $300 if you were lucky and you got a loose cartridge. Forget about, like, in box. You would have actually been better off just getting Conker Live and Reloaded at that point, which I think was just a remake of Conker's Bad Fur Day. I completely lost what I was talking about before I went on the pricing thing. But yeah, I do think, as much as I love Nintendo, as much as I did shell out money for Switch 2 myself, which is, again, it was ridiculous how expensive that was, and the fact that they're jacking up the prices not on the Switch 2, but on the Switch 1. It's like, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not as bad as, I'm not even gonna say it's not as bad as, like, what Microsoft has been doing. Because, I mean, I'll be honest, Microsoft has been doing it the worst out of all of them. Even Sony, I think, has been doing it pretty badly, too. But I would say Microsoft has been the absolute worst with that situation, where they're just, like, raising the prices on everything to the point where the site to cancel your Xbox Game Pass subscription has actually crashed, I think, on multiple occasions. Alright, I think that's enough. I think that's enough time where we can probably afford to go check. Okay, there's nothing in the immediate area. No Magikarps. This should still be in range. Okay, that's not it. Ah, damn it. Nothing here. These are going to be out of the range. Yeah, so these are all out of range. Whoop, wrong button. Let's go back to zone 2 real quick because there might be something on a rooftop. So it would not hurt to check that. It's also entirely possible I just have not let the game go AFK long enough for any of this to make it a lick of difference, but it's like there have been times where like best case scenario, like there have been times where I've had to let the game go like AFK for an hour to get even just like a couple of shinies around the area. Okay, so this is our spawn point. Ah, shit. Well, that's annoying. I didn't time that right. Nope. Alright. Maybe there's another ladder. Or maybe there's something over here. I don't know. No ladders, just a random courtyard. I don't know if that's one of the places where like an alpha, oh sorry, not alpha, rogue mega spawned or whatever. Well, that's cool. Never noticed those posters before. No trubbish. Again, those are probably out of range of the, those are probably out of range of the bench. I think there's only like a 20-meter radius where those will get affected. Hello, Espers. Hello, Emolga. Ah, damn it. Let's try that again. Yeah. Timing is a very important thing in this game. Okay. I can say with certainty that some spots that just aren't. Okay. So I would say this is probably about as far as the spawn radius would take me. If there's nothing here, then it's safe to say that nothing here. Well, if there's nothing here, then there's still kind of one area left to check. But it's over that way. Whoops. Let's go back to zone 2. It's like near Cafe Cyclone, maybe there's something, but it's also, again, entirely possible that maybe I just didn't give the spawns enough time to cook. Because, like, the shinies I got, I think I left the turbo controller running for, like, a couple hours overnight while I was sleeping. Okay, see if there's a way in here. Is there hat? Oh, here we go. So we do have Patrat here. And those would be in range of the bench. But it's tricky. Yeah, we definitely did not let those AFK we didn't let those bench resets cook enough to really do anything. Hello, Talonflame. Alright. So there's one other place I know I can get Patrat to spawn frequently, but I want to see if there's anything, if there's like any benches near this wild zone. If there's something near this wild zone, then I could use that, or I could... Doesn't look like there's going to be any benches around here. There might be something on a rooftop, but... Because, like, I know there are benches near... There's a bench on that little roof near Wild Zone... what was it? Ah, shit. Didn't have enough space. Near Wild Zone 13. I think it's like right, that's the Wild Zone at the very top of the map. That's actually where I originally was doing my bench resets for the elemental monkeys, because ah, shit. Okay, so I can't dive and then glide. I have to just glide. Around here. Hello. Bell Sprout. Another Bell Sprout. Okay, so the bench is here. They're not close enough to Zone 3, though, and at this point... Yeah, that's not gonna matter. Okay, I heard some weird growling shit. Like, what the fuck? We have Cafe Ultimo. I don't think there's anything near there. Because, like, the only other place I know I can potentially get them to spawn is right here. I can get, like, one to spawn. There's some scaffolding over here. That's what the word was. Scaffolding. Let's see if my Pokédex shows where, Ah! Okay, that's kind of cool. Now that I've gotten the shiny of certain Pokemon, those take the priority. That's kind of cool. Even Eternal Form Floette takes priority. That's kind of cool. See if there's anything else I've ever showed as shiny in this game. The Alolan Raichu takes part of this, kind of cool. Oh, bro. Actually, if I did, yeah, look at that. We got the shiny sprite. Not the shiny, not the shiny. Shiny, shiny. Actually, let me just... Oh my god, there's literally no difference. Any other shinies that I caught in this game? Oh, the Halucha, there's, yeah. Any other ones? Nope. Okay. Oh, now I remember what I was supposed to be searching for. Tracked. Okay, so the sewers, Wild Zone, and Wild Zone 3. Oh, sorry, Wild Zone 2. Those are the only guaranteed places. Aside from, again, some rooftops. Alright, I'm gonna go to Sushi Hyrule. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check some of these other areas. Should be, yep, there's a elevator up here. Oh, look, a monkey. Okay, so the Patrat over here, I think that always spawns in, but I think to really make the most out of this, I need... What I need is I need to find out if there's any benches near Wild Zone 4. Bench near Wild Zone 4. No single bench near Wild Zone 4. But this likely refers to a bench near the Honedge spawn area in Legend ZA, which is a popular spot for shiny hunting. Players use a bench about 44 to 51 meters from the Honedge area to repeatedly check for shiny Pokemon spawn set by setting out a bench. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna move this out of the way real fast. Okay, so... Oh, that doesn't help. So, let me check my map real quick. That's Wild Zone 3. If I just fly there, that resets it. Looks like near Restaurant Luau, there's a... Okay, let me just close this real quick. Oh, here we go, interactive map. Oh, that's from... 50-meter range for shiny hunting. Blue circles indicate a radius. While brown circles indicate a radius for the bench. Okay, so... Ver Sector 3 has a place where I could hunt for the Patrats. Hey, James, how you doing? And there's a bench near Saison Canal. Let's find Bear Street real quick. Here's Bear Street. So there should be a bench right here that could potentially lead to more shiny Patrat. It's a bit tough to say. It's just on the edge. So Ver Sector 3. That's good to hear. Idle. I just need Patrat. Alright, so... I don't just need Alpha Patrat. I need just Patrat in general. South Boulevard has a bench area. Sector 5. Sector 8 has an area. Magenta Sector 8. It's not really a bench near the cemetery. Push top 10 shorts ripped on MST3K. Nice! Okay, so Vere Street is kind of my best option. I don't like that. South Boulevard, there's a place where you can find a Patrat. There's actually one spot, ironically, that's like... Okay, hang on. Here, Jones Sector. Let's find Joan Plaza real quick. There's Joan Plaza. Jones Sector 9, there's a place with a bench right here. So we'll try that. Working on your December workload. Nice! Let's go to Joan Plaza. We'll start from there and we'll kind of work our way towards it. So there should be a bench right here that, in theory, should hopefully lead to some more. Okay, there's our bench. Rubber band is in, and I'm just gonna let the controller do its thing. I might be a point where I just need to run something different with the second half of it by showing behind the scenes of 2025. Nice. All right. Ooh, that's an interesting point I just saw. Just scrolling through Facebook while I'm letting these resets spawn. But there was a comparison between the DCEU Superman and the DCU Superman. That's actually a pretty fair comparison, I would say. It's that Snyder's Superman saves people like a cop saves them, whereas Gunn's Superman, David Cornsweat, saves people like how a firefighter would. I'm interested to see more of the context on that, but that seems just already that feels like a kind of a fair comparison. I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright. I'm gonna run a quick ad break because I need to use facilities and go grab some water. I will be back in a few. Okay. Oh. I think we're still in the middle of the ad break, but 43 seconds is enough time. Alright. Problem with Captain Superman saved the day. Press made Superman evil, and he did both kiss. I would say it was more... I don't know if the press... How much of the press made... I don't know. It's hard to say. It's been forever since I watched the Snyderverse stuff, and I don't know how much I really want to go back to watch it. I think it more just came from, like, I don't know, Snyder tried to make Superman seem more like just... Once would say the day in the press was glad. Yeah, I guess. But they also... I don't know. Alright. I definitely do appreciate... Do we have anything? Probably not. Probably didn't reset enough, but, Alright, let's go to this Pokemon Center. Because that should get us... Oh. I have some Pokeballs I need to pick back up. Once I save the day... Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I hear Patrat, I just don't see where it is. Okay, that's Badoo. There's another Badoo, there's a Pidgey. Hello, Monkey. Stupid monkey. What the hell is this other... Again, I'm clearly hearing a... Oh, it's a Dedenne. That's probably what I was hearing. Oh, hello. Hang on. Can I make that jump? Probably not. I don't need the colorful screws, but I'm gonna pick them up anyways. Let's see if I can make this jump. Oh yeah! I'm Batman. Oh. Alright. Sorry, Weedle. Alright, stat back in your ball. Where the hell are these? Okay. So near South Station, or South Boulevard, there is also a Patrat. And a bench. Oh no, not that one. This bench over here. And there's a Holovator nearby, so let's try... I don't know if I'd be able to make that jump, so I need to figure out how to get up there first. Hello, Magikarp. Oh, there's Patrat. There's a couple of Patrat. Okay, are there any benches near here? Yes! There is. Okay, so I can find two Patrat here. And this also has the added benefit of affecting Pokemon here in Zone 14, I think that is? Alright. I think the one thing I didn't like about Gun's version of Superman, I would say, is I didn't like how they treat how Jor-El was portrayed, because it seems like even though everyone's saying like, oh, this is Brainiac, this is someone fucking with everything, Gunn seems to be very adamant that no, this is exactly what Jor-El was saying. He was saying he wanted his son to have a fucking harem. It's like, the fuck? Like, I don't know. I still think, while Smallville probably had the worst representation of Superman, I think they had the best Jonathan Kent, probably the best Jor-El. I don't know, it's hard to say. But they definitely had the best Jonathan Kent. I actually liked Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor, too, to be perfectly honest. Now, it wasn't... he wasn't like the petty asshole that, like, he wasn't the petty asshole that, like, Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor was. But I think he's still top 3 Luthors for me personally. Maybe top 5, like maybe Hackman's above, would be above. Like, I would say Hackman and Clancy Brown are definitely above uh, above him. But I would say if I were to rank like the Lex Luthors who I've seen, it would be Holt at the top, Clancy Brown a very close second, Rosenbaum, Hackman, and I don't know, like I can't even call Jesse Eisenberg Lex Luthor. If anything, he was probably more like, again, he still felt more like an Edward Nygma or something, like the Riddler, you know? He still seemed better suited for that. Actually, I would argue he was a better Riddler than what fucking Paul Dano gave us in the Batman. And I liked the Batman. I did, but Paul Dano as the Riddler was probably one of the weakest parts. Like, I would have actually preferred if, like, Falcone or something was the villain. Or Maroni, you know? Or hell, like, I think... Because they were basing the Batman on The Long Halloween. And in that movie, or in that book, in that story... Spoilers, I guess, for like a 30-year-old comic, but... this had been before Harvey Dent had become Two-Face. It was actually the killings were being taken out by perpetrated by Harvey Dent's wife. Actually, it might have been just after Dent got hit with the acid, and this was just... And his wife was doing it for rent. Oh, it's been forever since I read The Long Halloween. I remember reading it in high school because like my library had it as part of their graphic novels section. That was how I first discovered Scott Pilgrim, actually. So I say graphic novels, it was manga and graphic novels they had in that section. Ugh, that's a fucking... There we go, got it. Actually, it's funny, there's a lot of stuff I remember reading in high school. Like, when I was in high school, I remember, out of a genuine curiosity, I read all 4 Twilight books, and I read The Host as well. I actually bought a copy of The Host after I'd finished reading Twilight. Like, I think I still have my copy of The Host somewhere, but... And here's the other thing too. Like, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this because I remember last week we were raiding someone who was, I guess more of a fan of the Twilight series, and I think there were some things that the movies did well. Like I've always stated that I think the decision to, instead of a person being turned into a vampire by being forced to drink vampire blood, I do like the decision Meyer made to have vampires have like some kind of venom that forces the change. I think that was a nice little addition to a nice little addition to the characters, I would say. I also, like, I've been thinking about it. I feel like the rest of the Cullen family were actually probably the best written. Well, not the best written, the most likable out of... Like, they were always very supportive. They weren't, like, complete assholes. Like, I think really the only character who I think really can't speak much to Edward especially, but the only character I would say is like really actively terrible is probably Jacob. And I'm not just saying that because of the whole imprinting on the newborn baby thing. Although Lord knows that should be bad enough. I think we're almost there. Like, also, like, especially in the books, there are points where Jacob just feels like a very... I'm trying to think of the word here. Just, like, kind of borderline reprehensible. I would say, like, from Eclipse onward, it feels like there are moments where Jacob, like, really just seemed like an asshole for no reason. I feel weird talking about the Twilight books more of like an analytical thing when, like, I've said before, like, those books, I willingly, genuinely went through the books in high school, and I sat through the movies. I still stand by my belief that the first movie is probably the best of the four. No, not probably best of the four. It is the best of the four because I think it I don't know. Like, I think it does a good job setting up the world and all that stuff, but I also still believe that, like, that series should not have been more than 2, maybe 3 books tops. I think there was just way too much padding. Anything here? It's only 1. It's unfortunate. Alright, back to the resets. And I think, while there were some decisions that were made that were probably, like, in a more realistic situation were, like, probably the smarter thing to do, I don't think they helped with the story. Like, how the final battle at Breaking Dawn Part 2 was handled, I think it was probably the smartest thing that could have been done, because that minimized any kind of casualties or anything. I also think it kind of... It felt like extremely anticlimactic almost. Well, no, not almost. It was extremely anticlimactic. And it kind of took away any sense of tension maybe that the series could have had. Because I think realistically, at least a couple characters should have died in that final battle. Like, off the top of my head, maybe Jacob? Maybe one of the Clearwaters. Definitely Carlisle Cullen should have died, I think. And not because I think he's a bad character or anything. Again, I think the majority of the Cullens, I think, are probably the more interesting parts of the series. Because they're very supportive characters. They all have kind of interesting backstories. And I still say Rosalie was probably one of the most relatable out of them. I feel weird I feel like I'm talking out of my ass. Am I talking out of my ass? But I don't know. Like, for the most part, she especially seems like the most sensible out of them, right? Like, she's constantly sitting there, like, trying to understand Bella's point of view. Like, okay, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to? Like, trying to understand why she's doing the stuff she does, right? Does that make sense? I don't know. There we go. That seems a little better. Yeah, that works. Okay. I guess we just keep this then. That's fine. Yeah, that'll do. Maybe I should move to the closer bench. Hang on, let me just... Okay, so that's... This is... Alright, let's... Here? There we go. Okay, yeah, so that's within the distance. But there's no Patrats now. That's annoying. Wait, no, I hear one. Definitely no shiny, but I can hear one. There's an Eevee around here. There we go. Ah, no, 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 damn it. Okay, we're fine, we're fine. We managed to salvage it. Oh, hello, Eevee. I don't know why I caught you, but hello. Oh, shit. I think I hit an invisible wall. What the fuck? You following me? Ah, ball sack. Alright. You still following me? No, I think you're good. Oh, hello! You weren't there before. Alright, I'm gonna go in here for a bit. I'm not close enough to... Alright, we're going back. Alright, we're out. Well. Oh, no, 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 shit. Ah. Wasn't lined up properly. There we go. I'm just keep resetting for a bit until. And this is why I tend to do the bench resets off stream, cause like feels very passive. I'll keep doing some resets for a bit, and I think I'm gonna call it a night. We'll go back to hunting on, I guess, Sunday, but I'll go like another few minutes, and then I'll try it, and then I think we'll check now. Alright. There's another Eevee up there. Not shiny, because I would have heard the ding by now. Hello. Oh, there's a TM over there that I never got. I want to figure out how to get to that, and I'm just going to quickly swap back to my, good controller. Hello? Let's try that again. Come on. Well, that's annoying. Okay, hang on. 3, 2, 1. Come on. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna turn my switch off. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, yeah, we're ready. Alright. Oh, I was online. Shit. Okay. Alright, let's go check. Let's go do some alpha checking. Because we got our shiny alphas. We got our alphas over here. Should still have all 6. And I do. That Malamar, which is going to be annoying. Is that a... Nope. Okay, that wasn't it. Alright, we're gonna quickly hit the bench. Ow. That fucking hurt. Alright. Oh. Is that a shiny Skarmory? No, it's just a regular Skarmory. Giga Drain. Fly out of there. That's not an Alpha Gardevoir, which is fine. Nope, none of them are shiny. Uh-oh. Galgy. Get rid of this thing now. Yep. Look it out, Halucha. No alphas. It's actually funny, the only thing that won't spawn here are trade evos. Nope, nothing there. Alright, Willow. Nope. Book kiss, nothing there. Galgy doesn't see me, I should be fine. Nope. Wait. Yeah, no, nothing. I wonder? I think I mentioned this. Oh, wait, no, okay, Alright, good job, Persephone. Now back in the ball. I got 2 I feel like one of those might be, but it might just be shadows. Nah, neither of those are. There'll be orange on the chest. Neither of those Garchomp are shiny. Frostlass, Raichu, Sableye, nope. Metagross, but not a shiny Metagross. If I get a Shalfa Metagross, that would be pretty cool, actually, because I can use that for my my Champions team. Because there was someone I was hoping to try to use a Mega Metagross for my first team once Champions becomes the medium for VGC. Nope. I'm actually glad they made Gengar's spray a lot more, standard spray a lot more vibrant now. Nope. We're gonna keep trying. I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should also check the, Almost didn't notice that Klefki there. Squirtle around here. Alakazam, Jolteon, Heracross, nothing. Fucking nothing. Nothing there. Stay light. Oh, that's not a shiny. Semi-Sage. Nope, it's not. Alright. Bench. Reset the time. It's the only way to force the, It's the only way to keep, the alphas from trying to kill me. While also forcing a respawn. Alright, nothing there. Man, if I get Metagross, that's gonna be such a pain in the ass to deal with. Nothing. Two Lucarios, very nice. Do you mind? Oh shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. So nothing here. I don't want to knock these out, because then I gotta do all the fucking dance of trying to. Oops. Drafty. Nothing. Oh, another Squirtle. Alright, let's get rid of Squirtle. Nope. Looks like Gengar's licking the Gengar, right? Yeah, it kinda does. Alright, let's get rid of this. As long as that Chikorita doesn't bother me, we should be fine. Anything? Nope. Uh-oh. Gotta charge my headphones. Oh, Christ. Alright. Flying back. Okay. That Flareon I don't think is shiny, so we're just gonna fly back. No. I mean, that Glaceon, maybe, but I am not going to get close enough to find out. Not that I can't, I just refuse to. Sableye. Nothing there. Nothing that we want. Right then. Powdon. Nothing. Alright. I'm gonna do one more check, and I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm just beat. Alright. Let's check, Zone 2. See if, we can maybe scrounge up a last minute, No. Doesn't look like it. Oh shit, Alpha Magikarp. Normally I wouldn't. Normally, like, Magikarp's just, like, not a threat in the slightest, but those fuckers have, Hydro Pump. Alright. We'll go back to this area near, Zone 14. 12, sorry. This bench allows for resets for me to potentially get a shiny, Trat like that. Alright. I'm gonna drop a save, and that's gonna be it for us for tonight, because I'm just fucking beat. So, actually, we'll keep that on for now. Thank you all so much for joining in. If you would like to follow on social media or join our awesome Discord community, links, as always, are in the chat off to the side. Did it post? Did it post? Well, Flame Mask bids you adieu. Alright, yep. Thank you very much for joining in. Alright, so, for those of you on Twitch, let's go find someone to share the love with for tonight. We're gonna go ahead and close that. Alright, let's go send the love over to... let's go send the love over to Ada Enchilada. She is, I think, shiny hunting... I think she's shiny hunting, Noivern? So, until next time, I'm Kira Kennedy. Thank y'all so much for joining in. And I will see y'all probably on Sunday. Peace!